All right, everybody. I'm going to be going over the comparison between the two 17U teams for the entire season, and this is the way you use statistics to your advantage. Um, the only thing worse than using no statistics is having statistics and using them poorly. But this is now you're kind of in my world, and this is what you're supposed to do. This is how you take an overall view of the teams and then kind of drill down and figure out what's going on here. Because again, your eyes can confuse you on the court, and you just can't be confused by these numbers. So you have two teams, and what's good is that they both played 14 games. So there's no issues there comparing the two. And the competition is relatively the same between the two teams, so we can't make excuses there. So we're really comparing two different results, two teams, similar competition, similar situations. And I'm not going to be talking about wins and losses. That to me is not relevant to this discussion. I just want to see how efficiently these teams are behaving offensively and why that is. And hopefully, again, you guys can take these recommendations, both on a top-down basis and individually and apply them. But not to say it in a wrong way, but I don't really care. I'm doing this for my own benefit, my own enjoyment, my own research, because I actually really enjoy figuring these puzzles out. It's up to you whether to actually apply this stuff or not. But in any case, I'm just going to present this to you. So you have two teams. You have Crown 17U Black, and their effective field goal percentage is 50.5%. Okay, for example. I'll give you the top-down look, and then I'll give you the bottom-up look in a second. 17U Gold for the entire season. Remember, 17U Black was 50.0%. And we have 17U Gold, 54%. And that's an extreme difference, okay? This Gold team is significantly better offensively than the Black team. I mean, it's a 4% difference over this type of 14, 15%, 14, 15 games, equal competition is pretty big. So we have to figure out why that is. And I had an instinct of why that is, but I didn't know exactly where the offenders were coming from. But I just want to show you something. I hate to beat a dead horse like this, but I'd like to show you the breakdown of both of these teams' shot charts and some statistics, and I'm hopeful that you'll take this to heart. But let's take a look at 17U Black, and we're going to look at the shot charts of the whole team. Okay, and we are now looking at the entire season. 17. This is the team that plays that's poor. Okay, this is the poor team. All right, so this is the entire team. Okay. And this breaks it down by shots. And as I've mentioned, anything that's outside three, we want to be able to shoot 33%. And anything inside three, we have to shoot 50% or better. Okay. Now, the thing that stands out to me, and I knew this, are these. Now, what these are is what I like to affectionately call the FCFs. Like, these are the fucking Crown floaters. Okay. I know you guys like them. I know you guys teach them, but they can't make them. Okay, this is 81 shots they've taken from here. Now, just by the way, if you want to have some fun, you could click on this right here, and it will launch all of the FCFs from these ranges. Okay, which is pretty freaking cool when you think about it, right? So you could look at them all. But you guys are 26 for 81 on these floaters, right? That's so we know that they're bad, but I want you to think about this. You're shooting 81 of them out of a total of 773 shots. 81 are these FCFs that you just can't make. Okay. In addition to that, these other bad twos. Okay. These are your 20 out of 58 from here. And what do we need? We need 50%. So this is hopeless. So, but we knew this. I mean, I know that these are bad shots. The question is how many of them you're taking, right? You're taking 58 of these. Now we're going to compare that to the other team. And over here, once again, we're shooting 81 of them. Now from the outside, from three, I mean, you guys are awesome, right? You guys are totally awesome. You guys, the black team from three is shooting 106 out of 305, which is about 35%, which is, it borders on an elite. You know what I mean? Like 34% for a team is just amazing, okay? But you're shooting 81 shots from here and 58 shots from here, right? And this is leading to a effective field goal percentage of only 50%. I want to compare that to 17U Gold. Oh, not box score, 17U Gold shot chart for the entire season, for the entire team. I want you to take a look at this. Only a total of 19 FCS the whole season, okay? Only 19 of these effing crown floaters, which they can't make either, really, but they're only shooting 19 of them. And you take a look at these bad twos, you got these guys are taking only 56. Now 23 of 56, it's a terrible percentage, but at least they're only taking 56 of them, okay? The other team was taking 58. So the real outlier are these terrible floaters, honestly, that nobody can make, really, as much as we need to. But the other team is taking 81 of them. Now, this team is 54% from effective field goal percentage because, look, it has the same basic three-point percentage as the other team. This team is shooting about 124 for 340, about 35%, a very good three-point shooting team. I mean, they have what? They have Weiss and Roddy, who are freaking lights out. You know what I mean? And that's why this team is just that much more efficient, is because they don't shoot that many of these types of shots. What they're doing is they are shooting, number one, a little bit more of these at the lane, and then we're going to get to another thing in a minute. But we're going to get to the criminals in a second. You might think, like, where do the other shots come from? Like, if this team is only shooting 19 from here and everything else is pretty much the same, and the other team is shooting 81, well, what's happening with the rest of the shots? The turnovers? No. What's happening is, you'll see 17U Golds, and this might be counterintuitive, but hold on. 17U Gold has gotten to the line 128. They're 128 out of 178. So they've been able to make 128 free throws. They've been able to take 178 free throws. Compared to 17U Black, who has, remember, they had 178 attempts. And this team, hang on. Oh, we want to get a stat, sorry about that. All athletes total. Actually, we're going to do it overall. These guys only had 126 free throw attempts, 50 less free throw attempts, and close to 50 less makes, okay? So this is why this team is more efficient. And if you think about putting it all together, what I've said, right? If we go back to that shot chart of 17U Gold, and then we are going to drill it down and figure out who the criminals are, okay? When you go back to the shot chart of 17U Gold, I want you to visualize this. Oh, this is the gold team. So when the gold team gets into this spot, they're continuing on to the rim and maybe getting fouled. And that's really the difference. Whereas again, I'm sorry, just to revisualize this, but whereas this team they don't get all the way to the rim. They stop. They stop here and settle for this FCF instead of getting to the lane and maybe get free throws. Okay. So overall, that is the difference. That is why this gold team is that much more efficient than the Crown Black team. So the Crown Black team just doesn't get to the rim. They settle on these floaters. Now, one of the things that you can do, and this is really, really cool, is you can separate this out by player. So if we do this, boom, I actually made a list of where, you know, who the big offenders are, but we'll go through and we'll get to the main offender in a bit, but Brain's not on the court that much. Jaden, only 2 for 7, but he took 7. You got PJ, 1 for 10 on these things, okay? That's pretty bad, okay? They're all bad. I mean, Anthony, 2 for 8. Burke still has 12 residuals from when he was playing. Leo, 2 for 5. So it's not a question of whether they can make them. No one's making. It's just a question of how many people can take them. Look at Bush. He's 1 for 8, 3 for 8. What is he doing shooting from there? These twos that he steps into, he's 0 for 3, 1 for 4. I mean, it's like terrible. Why bother? He's such a good 3-point shooter. Chike 1 for 4. But listen, I hate to call him out as being the sole offender, but Malcolm is killing me. Just killing me. He has 23 of these bad floaters where he is making he's 4 for 23. He's got almost as many misses. He has more. Is it more? Yeah, he has more misses from these spots than the entire other team has attempted. I mean, that's how bad it is. And not to mention these terrible twos he takes as well. And if you want, again, you want to have some fun, you know, if you want to suffer, you click through this. And now we can look at all of them. Look at that. That has no chance. I mean, I don't want to call him out, but it's because kind of like everybody. I mean, is that real? I mean, is that really going to go in? And we could show these to him if you want, but so while they're all kind of really, really bad, I think Malcolm definitely needs talking to, and I'll do it. Okay. If you don't want to, I'm sure Chris has no problem with that. Did he make one yet? No, still hasn't made one. Should I make you suffer through this entire? I mean, I had to. Let's see this. Yeah, okay, good luck. Oh, it rolled around and went in. That was one of the ones he made. Couple more. Oh, yes. I think that was the only one. No, he was 4 for 23, right? So I think I'd be a couple. But even that one was a struggle. Nope. Okay. Okay. So that's the overall assessment. Now I'm going to go back and I'm going to talk about individual stats in my normal video, but I wanted to get this out here first. Oh, okay, that's it.